What's up, guys? This is John from John Kill 3D Gaming, and whew, all I gotta say is I've been fighting like hell since the release day of Doom. I've literally been putting in hours since the moment I got the game. Came home 10:30 in the morning, played it straight through till 9. Same thing this whole weekend. Just been putting in hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and it's just like, God. It lived up to what I feel Doom was, but you know what? I'm gonna give you a brief explanation for those who are all around first-person shooters and who played Doom back in the day. You don't need a recap, but essentially, people who are new to the franchise in this day and era need to know what Doom's all about. So, Doom was one of the classic, if not the very first-person shooter. It's considered the very first, even though we know Wolfenstein was first. Doom was really the one that threw the shit in full swing. Doom came out in 1993 and was a big ass hit due to it being the very first-person shooter game, and it just showed you that games were not always for kids. Now, granted, the game also brought controversy, etc., etc. Boom. Now we get into Doom 2 that came out in 1994. Doom 2, obviously, a sequel. Took the game, put the fucker on steroids. Doom 3, 2004, well, even though it had to change a lot from the classics, obviously, it was still good to me. I still liked the game. I didn't have it on the original Xbox. I played the remastered edition, the BFG edition, when it came to PS3. And that it came with Doom 1, Doom 2, and Doom the Lost Levels. So it was a nice $60 package for all its content and the expansions. So, how does Doom 2016 hold up with today's first-person shooters? All I gotta say is, look, Doom was never heavy on story. But guess what? It's okay. It's the one game that doesn't need a fucking story. Actually, doesn't need a complicated story. It just wants to tell you, portal to hell, get guns, send the bitches back. Plain and fucking simple. You can't get with that concept? Go play the fucking Michael Bay army movie ripoffs called Call of Duty. Now, Doom in general, it sounds what the title needs to be. Doom sets off with Mars. Humans have been pioneering on Mars and terraforming, They come across a magical gateway to hell. Been fucking with shit they have no business fucking with, tampering with forces beyond their imagine. The demons come through, and the demons come and fuck shit up. I mean, they fuck shit up. But when I thought initially when I heard this game was coming out, I thought it was a sequel to Doom 3. No, I was completely wrong. It is a reboot, kind of like how Mortal Kombat took the first three, fused it into one, and how a lot of games are rebooting their franchises, but taking what people liked and pumping it even better. Now, that's what Doom does. Doom takes Doom 1, Doom the Lost Levels, and Doom 2 and merge them into one game with slightly differences in Doom's 2 storyline, because some of Doom's 2 storyline are present here except for being on Earth. You're still mainly on Mars, and you're mainly going to Mars, Hell, and the facilities. Now, how are the demon types? I used to laugh at some of the demon types in the original game. Yeah, granted, some of them looked intimidating and some of them looked like a fucking joke. This game took the ones that looked already intimidating, made them fuckers look even more jaw-droppingly scary and fucking make you want to rip your own balls off. And even the ridiculous ones like the Caca demons, those fuckers scare me now because those fuckers are really powerful. At any time in this game, you can have a fuck ton of weapons. And yes, everybody, the BFG is here in the game. So nobody bitch and complain, bitch and cry, and so on and so forth. The BFG is in the game. But how does this game handle its weapons? The weapons are all OP. At least in single player. All OP. You can add different modifications. Obviously different ammo. And you can upgrade Doom Guy as it goes along. You complete challenges during the game because the levels have a kind of all the levels are not particularly linear. All the levels, you have to do what you did in the original Doom. Find what you need to find, do what you have to do, murder what you have to murder, then you progress. I mean, a lot of people are gonna say, oh, it's just a monotonous, repetitive shooter. Okay. Yeah, I didn't say that when Wolfenstein The New Order did it. Because Wolfenstein The New Order is practically fucking the original Wolfenstein. Just take 2 guns and blow shit up. Or take guns and blow shit up. Now, Doom is the fucking daddy at this. The blood, the gore, the dismemberment, it's all here. But what a lot of people are pointing out in this game that I've seen early people talk about this game and they don't like is, why is there a grenade option? Motherfucker, you want a shit ton of weapons, and the grenades are useful, especially when you get ganged up on. See, my favorite one is the siphon grenade because it blows motherfuckers to smithereens. Blows these bitches up. And you can carry, you upgrade Doom Guy as you find hidden locations and complete the challenges. You complete the challenges, which are fairly simple. Just kill a certain amount of demons, or just kill them in a certain fashion. Like, just kill them differently. Like like chain combos with the chainsaw, and then use your alternate firers on your weaponry as you progress through the game. And in replacement of human enemies, because there's no human enemies, like there's no possessed people anymore. There's like these zombie type things, which I'm fine. The grunts, you know, but when you shoot an enemy and you weaken him to a very, very degree, he will be open for what is these executions, and the executions are beautifully done. The fucking gore and dude, you can rip a fucking demon's head off. You can fucking take his own tail and shove it in his mouth. The fucking caca demon, you could rip his eyeball out and make him swallow it. I mean, come on. And before anyone says, is it too easy or is it too hard? Okay, one, I started the game on a hard setting because I know what I want. I know what to expect from a Doom game. But for all you pansies out there, yes, there is a fucking easier difficulty. Okay, there is a much easier difficulty for you, and there you go. You have that. Now, graphics. Over the top. I mean, not super realistic, but you know what? It doesn't need to be. It looks like a fucking war fest and a bloodbath. And you know what? Beautifully done. Here's the thing. There is a little bit more story in here compared to the originals. They try to explain more why if the humans are experimenting with demons technology and so on and so forth, but you still kind of you just want to grab guns and boom boom. Now, what's different here, there is no regenerating health. It goes back to the classics where you pick up health packs, power-ups, and the power-ups from the classic game are here. Berserker, invincibility, speed, all that is here. And the only thing that I'm disappointed that's not in this game, but you know what, I can wait for, is the Unmaker gun, which I really wanted that gun, because 90% of the time you find in the demonic targets, because if you remember, that gun only works on demonic targets. But you know what, the BFG in this game works exactly fine. It fucking takes down. You could just hit one enemy and the splash radius just fucks up the whole, just tight situation, boom. Now, what this game does, what I really like, is the boss battles are really tough. Even if you're playing on like a normal medium setting, they are tough as hell. The Gargantuan Cyber Demon, I love how they rebooted him, and I love now he actually puts up more of a fight than he did in the original. Because in the original, you could really follow what he does and predict what he does. In this one, if you're playing on a higher difficulty, it's kind of difficult what the fucker's gonna throw at you next, because he has a plethora of attacks. He has missile launchers. He has an energy blade. He has a fire spread attack. He rushes at you. He pulls up a shield. So you really need to figure out what the hell he's doing and work within his maneuverability and work with his skills. Now, the campaign, like I said, play it on normal. You can get through it 15 hours. You could actually do it in one sitting if you got the balls to do it. Maybe take a second day to pop another couple hours. But if you do the mode I did, you're gonna die a lot. But this just shows that I am a Doom nutbag, because one, I went to the final difficulty, because there's other difficulties you have to unlock. So there's 3 difficulties that are unlocked. I chose the 3rd one. I died a lot, but I didn't want the game. I didn't want to say, fuck it, this game is not gonna beat me. I am no fucking quitter. So I have completed the game, and it took me, when you total my hours from the other day to now, I almost hit 22 hours. Now I want to talk to you about multiplayer, which I never thought Doom would be able to do multiplayer as good. But you know what? Right now I'm having more fun playing Doom's multiplayer than Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And I just rebought Battlefield 4 because I am fucking filled for Battlefield 1 as well. So, what does Doom do? Doom makes you remember what it was like to play those hardcore multiplayer first-person shooters. Like the N64 days where you would just sit with your 4 friends. Except this time, take it online with... The only issues I have that there's a couple weapons that are overpowered. Every faggot goes for the shotgun. Every faggot will try to find the demon spawn, rune spawn, and use the most OP weapons and camp. And you know, you can't take that shit away because that's how faggots are. You know, most faggots camp. But what you could do is you could customize your own soldier with bits and parts you unlock through the game. You can also customize your weapons colors, different things, and you can customize how dirty your character looks. I mean, the armor sets in this game are really cool, and the armor sets give Halo a run for its money, because I heard a lot of people compare this to Halo. I'm like, okay, motherfucker, if there was no Doom, there would be no Halo. So Doom is allowed to do its own set of customizations, and so on. But the customization in multiplayer, it's really good. It's going to keep you wanting to come back, because you're going to want to customize your character. You're going to want to unlock more taunts. You're going to unlock more modules you use in the game, you know, to give you extra stuff, a boost at the start of the game. And there's a nice handful of modes. Just main, there's not a lot of mini game modes. There's just mainly all the multiplayer modes we like, TDM and so on, even more. Now, multiplayer arenas are not super large, which is a very good thing. You have health packs, armor, special things scattered throughout that are not hard to find, that are very easy to get to. So, you know, you can do that, and everyone knows how to play their typical TDM and so on and so forth. And there's domination, and they managed to duplicate kill confirm. I'm not saying they drew it from COD, because I'm sure there's other games who have done this before COD, but it's called I think it's called Soul Collector or Harvest game mode. It's basically TDM, but when you kill someone, you collect their souls, which is nice. You know, that's more fun to do than just picking up a fucking tag. There's Warpath, which is like a moving domination mode where you got to keep moving, but you have to stay on the flag while you're doing it. And in multiplayer, the executions that you do to the demon monsters in the story mode work here too. Shoot a character, or shoot an enemy player up with the nice variety of weapons. Like, I must say, the variety of weapons are for the game, and the secondaries and the grenades. But you die relatively quick. That's all I gotta tell you. You will die very, very fucking quickly. But this is not that game that you need to take seriously. This multiplayer, you could just get together with your friends and have a fucking ball-busting good time. I mean, shit, you level up for everything you do. Just even if you lose the mission, you still get points. And then when you pick up the demon rune spawn, which obviously the demon rune spawns are overpowered, but they are on a time limit. You either you either are able to survive as the demon and do your time limit out and get as much kill as possible, or they find which gun is your weakness and they hit you up with that weakness. Like, say the Revenant is vulnerable to super shotguns. You'll see their whole fucking team super shotgunning you, and so on and so forth for the other demons, like the Mancubus, I forgot which one. I think the Baron. The Baron has a different... They all have different weaknesses. But the main ones I have locked is the Baron, the Revenant, and the Mancubus. So I only know those so far. And what is another thing that's very nice is there's this Snap Map, I believe, mode. Snap Map or something like that. It's another game mode where you could build your own levels, create your own missions, and it has its own level up system and so on. Like, you could do challenges, other people's creations, like I said, make your own, and that adds to replayability, because the things people can create in this game, it's beautiful, it's nice, it's fun, and it's challenging. You know, I haven't tested it yet, but I've seen other people use that mode, and I heard a lot of people like that mode, so you know what, I have to include it. And Sorry about that. There was a cut in and out of my mic for one moment. I apologize for saying, but like I said, I haven't counted the amount of multiplayer maps. But you know what? Each of them are different. They're varied. They're very close quarter, which that means you can always find an engagement and get into a fight really quick. Unlike the beta, the multiplayer for this game is running very smoothly. I get into games really quick. Right now, the most popular modes are Soul Harvest. That's the name I remember. Soul Harvest. Warpath, and obviously TDM. But if you want to get into a rotation of game modes, they have game mode. They have two options where you could play regular TDM modes or the objective modes, which I like how this game so far, the multiplayer, it's holding its own. It is much more fun than Call of Duty, and right now, as of late, this is until Battlefield 1, until how I feel about Infinite Warfare. Right now, Doom so far is holding my heart as 2016's shooter, because it takes you back to where shooters owe Doom this. Even Call of Duty. So all you Call of Duty sucker fanboys, you owe Doom, because without Doom, there will be no COD, there will be no Battlefield, there will be none of this shit of FPS, because Doom took it to the next level. Doom wasn't afraid to go there. Doom did the shit it wanted to do. And if you want to know why, and before I even did this review, don't think I'm having a heartthrob or beer goggles for Doom, because I did this unbiasedly. I studied it ever since I have it. I even studied the little minor details. Yes, this game does Doom justice, and it does first-person shooters justice. And if you don't like it, you can suck my fucking cock, because it's worth the $60. Right now, I'm trying to get my crew together, because I'm the first out of my crew to buy this game. And you know what? So far, by what they're hearing from me, I don't care whether my opinion matters or not, if people think I'm fanboying over the game or not, the game is fun. That's all that matters. I like the game. I'm going to support it. And you know what? Give it a try. Do not knock it until you try it, because that's how a lot of people are doing it lately. It just becomes a trend when people dislike things because they're not good at it or they do not understand. So yes, and I'm going to say this right now, Doom is not perfect. I'm not saying the game's perfect. I've run into some funny ass glitches in the story mode, like demons phasing through the walls, fucking getting stuck, and they're hard for me to kill, and I've had to reset a mission because I couldn't kill all the enemies to get to the next section. So yeah, it's not perfect, but you know what? I have rarely ran into any problems. The game runs fast. It's fast-paced action. It's in your face. It's what it's supposed to be. It's fucking Doom. And if you, like I said, don't like it, I don't give a fuck. Play the game. Play it for yourself. See if you like it. Because so help me God, if you don't, I will shove my chainsaws up your bloody pendejo maricon asses. And until next time, guys, I give this game an 8.5. Buy it or rot in the bloody bowels of hell. Mexico, you biatch.